Diddy's taking a huge risk. Diddy is taking a huge risk with what is going on. We are about to anticipate the verdict in 5 to 6 days, and this next week is going to be the most intense of this trial because Diddy and his lawyers are taking a huge risk, and it massively lies on Cassie's testimony. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali, daily and consistent content. Subscribe to the channel, please. It's just one click, guys, and let's get straight into this video. Now, Cassie, the same woman who was there pregnant, crying on the stand, talking about how Diddy did XYZ to her, then they were forced to watch that hotel video. That in itself is huge. Sean Diddy Combs' legal team rested their case Tuesday without calling a stand, and it only being 20 minutes as expected, with closing arguments scheduled to begin Thursday following a charge conference where both sides will finalize jury instructions. Former federal prosecutor Mark Chutkow believes Cassie's testimony may be the most compelling evidence for the jury to hand down a conviction. Chutkow told Fox News that the government argued their case by planning ahead and providing enough evidence to support the charges against the Bad Boy Records founder. When you look at the indictment, it's very long. It's a speaking indictment, and they have ticked off all of the various facts that they had presented to the jury. They brought in evidence of violence, they brought in evidence of guns, drugs, acts, sex acts, and so they really came through with what they said they were going to do in this case, period. And this is coming, guys, this is coming from somebody who was a former federal prosecutor. It was savvy to bring this as a racketeering case in some ways because it allowed them to bring a lot more evidence of his bad acts than they wouldn't have otherwise been able to do if this was just a narrowly tailored case about Cassie and Diddy. And so in that respect, I mean, the case really rises and falls with the testimony of Cassie. If the jury believes it, if they believe that she really couldn't get away from him and she had to do the things that he had to requested, then the prosecution has gone a long way towards a conviction in this case. So, you know, all of this massively lies on Cassie as well and their, testimony. I think Capricorn Clark's testimony was big for me. She came out the water. She did everything that she needed to do. And so, of course, this is going to lie on Cassie, and the fact that she was there pregnant, crying, means that Diddy is basically done, in my opinion. I don't think that this man even stands remotely a chance, and he definitely is going to be Rico tick, Rico tick, Rico tick. Rico tick, Rico tick, Rico tick. It's going to be everything when that man goes down, and he definitely is going down. How long for? I don't know, and I don't think it's going to be that long, but I think Cassie's testimony is pivotal because she basically is discussing she couldn't get away from him. Video evidence shows that. She's pregnant on the stand crying as well, and of course they were in a very long relationship, more than the other women who worked for him or even dated him, let alone Jane or anybody else, or even Cassie's friend. Cassie knew this man the longest in terms of the people who are testifying. So therefore, there's a lot more substantial evidence behind this. Diddy and his lawyers are taking a big risk by only doing a 20-minute defense case, and then on top of that, not bringing in any witnesses. They are heavily relying on the fact that the prosecution did not have enough evidence to prove Rico, but clearly they did, because multiple people were corroborating the testimonies and speaking about the fact that, this man was importing drugs. This man, with Amex cards, Bad Boy Records Entertainment on the transcripts and on the car transcripts was flying in people between states. That clearly corroborates the Mann Act. And then on top of that, you've got multiple women talking about being beaten up and basically not wanting to do XYZ. That in itself is enough. So Diddy's lawyers are really bankrolling and laughing at him behind the scenes, and he's dumb enough to believe this, dumb enough to still have his ego and etc. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, baby. It's okay, because I want to be there with Janice. We're both going to be there together. We're both going to be with the Party CD Wig Deluxe Edition. We're both going to be right at the front, sitting next to each other, bobbing our heads and bobbing our wigs. And then I'm going to look at her. She's going to look at me. We're going to go outside the court during the jury lunch break. We're going to be smoking our Newports, and I'm going to look at her and I'm going to say, Janice. She's going to say, what, Murad? And I'm going to say, ain't this some shit? And then we're both just going to be laughing because Janice herself is going to get away with this. Janice is the one, guys, who really and truly introduced Diddy to a lot of this life. There was a whole video of them kissing and on IV drips. This woman was calling multiple of these people, multiple of these girls, to say, you know what, it doesn't matter that my son SA'd you. Don't go to the press. Keep it quiet. Don't say nothing. Talking about making letters to the public, how her son is innocent, like anybody gives a damn about what Janice is saying. There are a lot of people in Diddy's circle who are very guilty and enabled this man, whether it be Auntie Christina Coram. How we got from witch to auntie, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how we got to witch. She's still a witch, but you know how some aunties can be witches. She's still a witch, but very much guilty. And then of course Diddy's sons are facing their own situations of SA from what they've done on yachts and etc. Mama Combs, Miss Janice Combs, Miss Party City Wig Combs is still also very much guilty, and her civil lawsuits are still pending. None of that has been rested. None of that has been dismissed. And so I think that is something that is also important to remember in this Diddy case. When the verdict is announced, when that verdict is announced, do you understand? When that verdict is dropped and announced, he is also the main man going down, but he's not the only one. He's not the only one. And I genuinely feel like when that man goes down, his elder sons are going to try to continue the enterprise like this is Ghost. Like you're in the program Ghost, and like any of these men, his older sons are even respected in the game to even try to think that they can continue the game and basically continue with his wealth and continue to harm people, because his sons were already doing the most anyways, his mum was already doing the most anyways. So based on what is in the will for the net worth that they might collect, we're going to see how they act moving forward. And that in itself is what I want to see. Make no mistake, once Diddy and the verdict is given out, this is not ended. The civil lawsuits are going to continue again to pile up. Busby Child might jump out the bushes and be like, I'm back. 50 Cent is already in the bushes. He's been in the bushes. The man ain't never left the bushes. He's staying there hating on Diddy anytime he gets, and I love that for him. But a lot more is going to happen. We're going to go into acceleration, and then Miss Auntie Corim, Miss You Witch, your turn is next. Do you understand? Your turn is next. We're waiting. Let's sort this out and fix this whole situation. Find out what goes on with Diddy and when the verdict is being read. I feel like Hollywood, the industry, everything, the music industry, the film industry are going to be shaken when that verdict is read. That's going to be viral. It's going to go everywhere that this man is getting some prison time. Ain't no way this man is getting off scot-free. I genuinely do not believe that with what the prosecution have on him. Not me and Janice smoking Newports, child. I don't even smoke cigarettes. But yeah, I'm anticipated. Today is the closing argument. That's going to happen later today. You're going to get a video from me with a quick recap. So please stay tuned. Keep your notifications on, because the closing argument today from prosecution, I believe, is going to be very interesting. But from the defense, I want to know what they're going to say, because they're going to be talking about politics and different countries going to war as if any of that relates to Diddy. This is what I mean by saying that Diddy's lawyers have turned on him. They have no game for you to have no witnesses, rest your case in 20 minutes, take a big risk, talk about politics in your closing argument, and trying to be patriotic is not going to work. That's not how you defend your client. As Diddy, who's hired 7 to 8 lawyers, paying them so much money, I'd be pissed. What do you mean? I'm so sorry. What do you mean? And when this man is, the verdict's given out and he's locked away in jail, you think this is going to be the end of Diddy? Diddy and he's going to run his goons around to do people to people who've hated on him and betrayed him. And the entire industry has betrayed him. Ain't nobody want to be friends with Kanye West. Ain't nobody want Kanye West to be their friend publicly right now, when that man is not even respected by anybody in the industry. You don't want that man on your side. You want people on your side who've got credibility and leverage, like Jay-Z, like J-Lo, like big celebrities. That's who you want on your team to try and usher you back into the industry. But that ain't going to happen. These so-called industry friends were not his friends. They've all abandoned him. He's understood that now and realized it. But when he's behind bars for a good 10-15 years, then the madness is going to ensue. He's going to send out his goons, send out his threats, and it's going to be a craziness. Let me know your thoughts, guys, when it comes to this video. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe. Murad Nation, Marauders, join the club, guys. It's just one click. Click that notifications bell. The next 5 to 6 days are going to be an absolute madness. What's going to happen, we don't know. I'm leaning towards him going to prison. If that ain't going to happen and that man walks free, it's going to be a crazy couple of days. But that ain't happening, because the prosecution has enough evidence on this man for RICO. People think that this is just a DV case. No, babes. Like, read up on some law, read up on indictments. Not me saying no, babes, but read up on all of that, and you will understand that, we're talking about RICO, and there's a list of RICO that you can clearly prove here with Diddy's actions. Anyways, please do subscribe. It's just one click. I would appreciate it. I look quite tired right now. I do apologize. I've only had 6 hours sleep, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.